So when was the last time somebody lied to you in a relationship?
Whoa, wait a minute. You're not gonna introduce the show?
Oh, okay.
Love, oh love, do we need or do we greed? Cause you got me wondering how your love is thundering. The way you struck me lightning fast, put my heart in the cast. Now you got me trapped, cause forever I want this to last. Love saw me see you and could not resist. Love saw me see you and made me predict that you and I could be together through thin and thick. Now that's love.
And if I happen to offend my political connects, understand I have no time to be politically correct. I speak it from my soul, so let my thoughts reflect the passion in my voice to be poetically correct.
So I'm your host poet, Poeticlee.
And I'm your host poet, D Carlo.
And I'm your guest artist, Mariah Barber. I go by Beyond Your Definition.
Hey, that's well, excuse us, we're gonna drop handles. Follow me on Instagram, Poeticlee, Poeticlee.
He was ready. Rome to Carlo, Rome like the city, DC like the city. I should be the first thing to pop up. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we got all these titles. Okay, anyway, I go by AKA the lover, the thinker. Okay, that's it.
AKA Young Rome, you know what I'm saying?
No, but
Mimi B, I mean, if you know me from radio, but...
You did radio?
Yeah.
I did radio too. I think you used to do podcasts, right?
Yeah, I did podcasts.
No, this is magic. We didn't even know we had this in common.
Yeah, so you did radio?
I did radio, man. I went to school for that. They just call me Rome on the radio.
Okay,
Wow.
so you know what I'm saying?
What station did you used to do?
So I went to UNCG,
Okay.
and the school station was WUAG 103.1 FM. So
Shut
I used to be up there
up.
doing my thing. You know
I used to be DJ Mimi B at ECU.
Wow.
For real.
That's
And
cool.
it was
Mimi B.
WZMP 91.3.
DJ
Wow.
Mimi
Mimi B.
Mimi B.
M-I-M-I-B. See, he's being disrespectful.
I'm trying to make
already.
Alright, cool.
No, it was like Mimi, like Mariah Carey.
Oh.
But raspier. Mimi B.
Right, okay. Anyway, first off, I see this book here. Now,
Yeah.
I mean, you're just gonna sit this on the table. You gotta talk before we get into like the show, before we get to our topics, what we're gonna talk about. What's this book? What we got here sitting here?
Okay. So this book is called Of Mics and Pens and Guides and Other College Courses. It's by me, and it's available on like Amazon, also on createspace.com.
Nice.
But I actually just published this in March, so
Okay.
it's kind of new. And this is just like a culmination of basically my college career and just growing into a woman, being from the South, just going through different trials, some love, some breakups, also a journey with God, and just all of it in one story. And there's something that everybody can relate to. But it's told through poetry, so it starts like from Barrette days to like little kid days, and then it goes all the way to like current day.
Yeah.
Our situation that we're dealing with as far as Black lives and how we're basically at odds with our current administration. It talks about that too. So,
Wait a minute. So the poem that you did, was that in from this book?
the poem that I did was from the book, yes.
Right. Okay.
So there's a love and lust section of the book, and like that's where that poem was from. So
Hey, I just read the back portion of this thing.
Yeah.
You wrote that yourself, didn't you?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
So the back was just kind of like, I was thinking, so this is a photo I took,
Oh.
because I used to dabble in photography too.
Yeah.
And like, this is just a graduation shoot I was going to do, and the guy wanted to do it completely nude.
I was gonna say,
And-
that's what I was gonna ask you. Was that your concept or his?
It was kind of a mixture of the two. Like he's always like without a shirt, and I was like, well, like he's an artist too.
Yeah,
Shout out to Agape. He does like
Oh, he
spoken
did?
word, and he also does
yeah.
like paintings and
That's
stuff.
what's
But he basically just always is just wearing jeans. And I guess this time we started talking about the concept of the shoot, and it was almost like when you graduate, you're going into the world trying to find a job. You're kind of being reborn, like just going out here naked, because you're starting over again. So and then I was just like, yeah, that would be a dope concept. So that's how we did a lot of the shoot. And there was also other things we did. Like I did a personal branding shoot for him with clothes on. But this is just one of the shots, and it really just spoke to me. And this is from 2 years ago.
Okay.
No, 3 actually now. And I always said that I loved it and I was gonna make it my cover. And then when I actually got the book finished, it still fit. And whenever I first was piloting the book and just showing it to people, they were kind of just like, so how does this fit with the concept of everything? So that's when I wrote the thing on the back. Yeah. And I don't know, it's a lot to read out. So should I read it?
Nah, we're gonna say it.
Yeah, I'll let people check it out.
No, real talk though, they should check it out. You know, some things like they gonna hear an expert from the poem, from the love and lust section. But you know, you want to leave something to people like them.
For sure, that they actually want to go check it out.
Exactly,
well, pretty much what it says on the back is just tying it all together and just saying that what I just described to you guys. Like, there's so many times that we're reborn in a sense because we're gonna be naked again. So like, you leave a new job. You're naked again. I just moved to New York last year. So it's like I'm starting over again because I don't know anyone in the city. I'm coming in naked, like hypothetically. Right. So it's just kind of like how many times are we reborn and just graduating in another sense. So
nice.
I was just like every time I transitioned through sections of this book or through poetry, it was me kind of learning something new and being kind of just, I guess, starting over again. Yeah. And it's just kind of how poetry helped me through that. So.
Yeah. That's awesome. It seems like you've become accustomed to those transitions. Would you say you even look forward to those transitions now?
Yeah, like it's kind of exciting because it's scary, but it's also like, okay, like I feel like you're gonna grow when you're constantly changing things up. Yeah. So.
That's a wonderful way to look, because some people are so afraid or averse to change.
Yeah.
But if you really embrace it and see it as an opportunity for new experiences and things like that, you might have a whole different outlook on life, you know. So.
For sure.
That's
dope. That's dope.
And you know, it's funny you talk about change, people being scared of change.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things I see when people get like, you know, like right now, we're doing all our pieces, and they're about love, about relationship.
Yeah.
You know about that.
Oh, we gotta bring it back to the topic.
Everybody wants to, you know, wants to front like they ain't been in love once. But some people like get scared of change.
Yeah.
So they get used to this type of person, or they get used to being with a relationship with somebody. So it could be like the relationship could be hell. And you know, poets, we're deep thinkers, so we write about this stuff in our poems. Now you said.
Oh gosh, I'm on the hot seat apparently.
Nah, you said fuck butterflies.
Yeah.
Why butterflies?
So that piece was just really about how, like, you know, everyone always says, oh my gosh, I feel butterflies, like I'm so into this person, but it's like, butterflies are too small for what this feeling is. Like, I'm feeling like a whole, like, pterodactyl. Like, actually what that came from was I was in anatomy class, and literally the professor said something about, like, dinosaur bones randomly, and then I was like, like, and I was just, like, kind of in my feelings, and it just flowed. I wrote that piece in, like, I want to say 12 minutes.
Wow.
Like, and it just was, like, it just came out. You know how you have that strong feeling, and it just, you had to put it out somewhere. And it really wasn't even something that I was super into that person. Like, all it was just like a kiss sparked that whole thing.
Wow.
But no, I was feeling them, but I'm saying, like, it didn't turn into anything like long term or anything like that. It was just one of those people, like, that just made an impact in a short moment.
That's crazy.
And it was just crazy. Yeah.
You felt like fuck butterflies too? You want to get that?
Man, nah, man. I can't say I have, but I can say, just speaking to kind of this whole, like, even what you were talking about and that feeling, and like, it comes back to people just want to be loved, man, and like finding those right relationships, and just speaking from my own perspective, finding like somebody who adds value to your life. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause you can't be chasing after. Like, some people make the impact for a moment. Some people make negative impacts in a moment too. So you gotta be careful about where you put your energy, you know what I'm saying? And so that's something I try to be mindful of. And I can tell somebody like you seem like, you strike me as a person who's very self-assured, and you don't necessarily, you're not with the games. I don't get the feeling that you with the games too much, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's very admirable. And
let's talk about it.
I guess
let's talk about it. No. Are you with the games? Are you with the
Oh man. Let me give a disclaimer. This has nothing to do with my business.
This is when we put the book away. All right.
The views about to be expressed have nothing to do with
Exactly. You have to give that disclaimer. You're used to the radio life. You have to.
Nah, the views represent everybody. No.
But am I with the games? I don't think I'm with the games, but I definitely have I think anyone's lying who's saying that they've never played a game in their whole life.
That's true.
No, he's looking like, oh, she went Monopoly, Scrabble, she's went all like, I would say currently, like as an adult, right now I'm just kind of trying to work on my business. Not even to plug in, but like, and I'm working on like school. I also have like a job and like building into friendships.
Right, you're not just giving the cliche on busy.
Yeah,
I feel you.
But like, I know people say like, I feel like I'll never not be busy just because I love to stay.
Yeah.
Like people like us love to juggle a million things, and that's how you're happiest.
Yeah.
But you'll make time for things that you really want to invest in. I do want to say that like right now I feel like I'm more intentional than ever in life. So I literally will sit with someone and like I don't really get shy anymore. Just I guess off of like doing public speaking and doing radio before. So I'll just sit down with someone like, okay, what are our intentions with this? And it's okay if you want to say my intentions are just to like dance up on you tonight and that's you. Like, or my intentions are I'm looking for like a relationship to, you know, start a family and everything, and you just have to be on the same page with people.
As long as it's genuine.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard for people to have that conversation or say what they're really interested in, even if it's just, oh, I want to date casually for a little while. And I'm not looking for anything serious. So I would say that that's my mindset now. But I'm definitely not about games in that I'll let people know up front, hey, this is what I'm looking for. And like, if this fits with you, cool. If not, we can still definitely like be friends or at least like hang out sometimes. So he's looking at me like, no, that's okay. It's like she's playing a game right now.
No, I'm not going to put you through that. No, I'm not going to do that to you. But I know like with Rome, like, because I know you like to be, when you have that type of mind, you don't run a rush into nothing. Sure. Now, with that being said, though, you want like something with substance and quality.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why you not with the games? Like, okay, let me put it like this. Why do you feel like substance matters?
Man, like, so.
I get water. This is getting intense.
I was just
getting, we ain't got intense.
Man, I always had this attitude about like relationships and like, you know what I'm saying, somebody that you in a romantic relationship with. You should be with somebody who adds to your life, because that's the basic foundation. Like people be in relationships with people that don't add to their life because they be lonely or because they're broken.
No, it's serious though.
You know what I'm saying? They're dealing with all types of other stuff and they got to get that taken care of before they can do anything else. But like, if you want to be with somebody, they got to add to your life. Like for me, like I'm kind of like you, where I'm really pursuing my poetry and I'm pursuing everything, all of my artistic gifts. I just left with my girlfriend and she's calling venues for places to do open mics and stuff like that. She like, babe, look, you should do something here, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dang, I love you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I see
when they're
how you
actually
act.
for your dream.
Well, let's stop right there though, because you just said something right there.
What?
That a lot of dudes, they gonna kind of like, you know what I mean? that word, that three-letter word, I love you. You know what I'm saying? But you said that like, it ain't nothing.
Let's talk about the types of love too.
Okay, let's talk about the types of love.
Because,
Right?
like, I'm not gonna act like a love expert, but like there are different type. You know, there's the puppy love. There's even like if you're a religious person or you just have read agape love, like that God has for us, like that unconditional love where you don't have to do anything. You can do me completely wrong and I'll still be there for you. Which I feel like you can't have that for another mortal person. Maybe like mother-child, but and then there's our romantic love. And I don't know, I think that there's different levels to it. And the crazy thing about it for me is as I grow older, I feel like it's almost like you just almost look back at old loves and you're like, oh, like that wasn't really, that was like infatuation or that was this or that was that. And you couldn't see that until you had experienced more and kind of grown into yourself.
Absolutely.
But I definitely think it's powerful when you can say you love you to someone. My thing with it is, I feel like sometimes we're desensitized to it. So you know, like couples that always say I love you, like, and say it too soon. And they'll just say it like maybe 3 times to each other a day. For me, it's just like, I feel like it loses some of its power if I say it too much. So I like only try to say it when I like really... Not once a year, but like, you know what I mean? You just, when like you really feel it. Yeah, and you just have to like express that to the person. But I think it just depends on each person. And then there's, you know, love languages, like how do you like to receive? That opens,
have you read that love languages? Yes. Have you?
I don't even know.
No,
like you can get shorter versions of it online, but yeah, there's like the 5 love languages. So you and your girl should do it. It's amazing. It shows you like, so you have mainly 2 love languages. And the different ones, you'll have to help me, but like words of affirmation is one love language. Quality time. Acts of service.
Acts of service.
Touch and feel. And then what was the last one?
Like gifts.
Gifts.
Like gifts.
So like there's those 5 things, and this person who wrote this book thinks that everyone can be broken down into those categories. So there's certain ways that you like to give love and certain ways that you like to receive love. So for me, it's like gifts are the biggest thing for me to show. It's, when I say that, people think it's great, but like for me, it's just, it shows that you were like thinking about me. Yeah. So it could literally be as something as small as like, okay, I love the color purple. Mm-hmm. You were like out somewhere and you literally saw like a cute little painting of the color purple at like a little open market, and it was like $2, and you picked it up and you just brought it home and were like, hey, I thought of you, here you go, babe. Right. That can be like a gift. So it doesn't have to be like red bottoms or something like that. No, but like it's just something to know, hey, I was thinking about you when I wasn't with you. Yeah. And then the other thing is just like acts of service. So like I feel like I'm just like a giver, so when someone's giving back to me, it just kind of really shows me how much you care. So the act of service can even be like, hey, I'm gonna drop you off here. Yeah. Or hey, I already cooked. Like, you're good. So that can be
let me guess your next one. Let me guess your third one then. Off those two, that has to be quality time.
Physical touch.
No, but that's like physical touch. Like my third one too.
Yeah. But like it's like you like based on, you could do quizzes online or you can even read about it and it'll just show you what your love languages are. Mm-hmm. So what you like to receive, and then also like when you find out what someone else likes to get, because that opened my mind too with relationships. Because it's like I like gifts, so it's like I kept giving gifts to the person that I've been with in the past, and like. Thinking that, hoping to receive it back, because I feel like we love people like we want to be loved, and that's not always exactly how it's supposed to be. Like, and that's okay. It's just we're all different. So showing that affection for that other person was like quality time. Yeah. So even though I was giving all these gifts, they were like, "But I just want to spend time with you," and like I'm always on the go, so that didn't matter much to me. But I had to be intentional about, okay, this is gonna mean more to her than like.
Yeah.
Again.
That's awesome.
And I think that it just helps with couples with knowing stuff like that. It's just one of those personality type things, but like it's interesting how like people are with it. But
it's crazy. Yeah.
Do you have like a guess on like one of yours, like what your top one would be?
Honestly, I feel like a little bit all of those. Probably the lowest is probably quality time. Like I'm always on the go.
No, I understand that.
I really like somebody who go with me when I'm on the go.
Yeah.
So I like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really need to sit down and like, you know what I'm saying? But gifts, acts of service, physical touch, all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm an affectionate person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I like to, I'm the type of person, you chill out here, I'm going to pull the car around, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing,
Where do you get that from?
You walk on the inside of the sidewalk, because if there's water
splash. It's like gentlemen.
No, yeah, you say that. No, real talk, you say that.
Oh, God.
But, I mean, let's just be honest and real. It's not seen like that. So that's when I ask, where do you get that?
Yeah.
That comes from somewhere.
It comes from two places for me. Like, first of all, I was always like that. So even when I was a little kid, like all the little boys were talking about, oh, girls got cooties, and I was always friends with the girls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I always wanted to be like respectful and friendly. The other place to come from, where it really got the foundation was really, I guess, solidified, is my family. Okay. I got so many strong women in my family. Like my mom, she got like 5 sisters, 3 brothers. All her sisters, they all got master's degrees, and like they, you know what I'm saying, they hold it down in their household where the brothers are necessarily, you know what I'm saying, dealing with all types of different issues. So I'm used to seeing women go the extra mile, even if they don't necessarily get it reciprocated back. So, and my pops died when I was 2, so my mom raised me herself too. So I always see that, and I see it with even my female cousins, how they represent themselves. So when I go out or when I'm out and about, I already have that mentality of how I treat people when I see them. So
that's a great thing to keep. And like it is something that just shines through, like just the way you care for people really says a lot about like how you care for yourself and just the person you are. But I do think like there's that myth that like chivalry is dead and hip hop's like buried beside it somewhere. But like they're both alive, but like you don't see it. Like I feel like people just, it's this bad mentality. But like when you do something too nice for somebody, this is across genders. Oh, you're thirsty. Like it's like, why are we demeaning people just because they're actually showing their interest or like going that extra mile? And then you're mad when no one treats you like they're really interested.
A lot of that comes from social media too. Because now, I mean, now you can go online. Let's just use an example. Let's say you're looking good one night, you post a picture online, you get like 100 likes.
Yeah.
That's kind of goes to your head, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now when someone do say, oh, you look good. I don't need, you know what I'm saying? I don't need you.
It's also
I got
the
the social media
approach, like,
gratification. Like,
yeah, you know it is like you get that instant gratification. It's like,
Exactly.
oh, like I know I'm
And
It's like, how do you approach
but like,
somebody?
I feel like back in the 20s and the 30s, they weren't quite sure. You know, oh, well, thank you.
like, oh, no one's ever told me that.
No one has told me that.
These ringlets look good.
Exactly.
But you gotta remember sometimes that's not what people want to hear. Because she might look that good, but what she really feeling, she's not looking for physical. She might be hurting emotionally. She might be dealing with some other things.
To be honest, yeah. Like I know, I've talked to women who were like, oh, they were getting like a lot of likes too, and they were just physically like, oh my god, and they're so used to people coming up to them and be like, oh my god, ma, shawty, what are you doing?
Really
People in Charlotte do it too. Okay, the ma thing maybe not, but like, but like they're always just like, oh, let me talk to you for a minute. That's a southern. That's
Yeah, let me talk to you real
but
quick.
like, yeah, let me talk to you real quick. But like,
That's
what really impressed those women was someone who actually took notice to something else that wasn't physical, and like it was maybe like, oh, like you started talking about a latest read, or like you could stimulate their mind. I think people are getting like dissatisfied with just surface level stuff, and they want something of substance. And some are still okay with the surface level, but most people want something deeper, even if they're not looking for like a life partner right now. They want a connection where you can have a conversation like this. Like some people you can't talk with this.
Well,
Like,
see, that's like the beauty of this, what we're doing right here. Like, we're all poets, right? And like, we have a deeper connection than us. And like, when it comes down to our poetry, like what you talk about, you know, that queen instance, you know, you talk about that right there. But when you say I love you right there, you say that sometimes it's too soon. How do you know like it's not too soon?
Well, I know I went out of my way to not say it too soon, because I know a lot
What's
of
too soon?
if you saying it to appease the other person.
yeah,
Okay.
I like that you said that instead of a timestamp, because I was like, every
that's what I'm
situation
trying
is
to look for.
different,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
kind of like
That's
the
a good-
feel of it, I guess.
Yeah,
But
yeah. If you saying it because
from your heart, I guess,
Exactly,
instead of
that's
just
all that
like,
matters.
oh, they said it to me, so now I'm gonna reciprocate and say it back, or
Absolutely.
oh, it's the time that I'm supposed to say it.
No, I'm not saying that just to say it.
that's what's up. Yeah.
I believe him too. He's
Yo, he been there. He was like that. I ain't going out like
from
that.
like the bottom part of his soul.
Yo, why did you say that? Real quick.
He
I
said,
gotta
I'm not
rant real
playing
quick.
this.
No, man, because I'm about tired of that. People just, I'm just going to say this to say. No,
He looks like, where'd they do that?
Yeah.
Because that's so corny, man. Stop doing that.
Yeah. But you know, I appreciate that coming from you, because you do poems that are so kind of about relationships and interaction with men and women. But the fact that you take it that serious, that you're not going to just do it just to do it. A lot of people spit that type of stuff and they do it just to do it, or they do it for other reasons.
Right.
But you take that serious, and that's
No, that's corny. Like, hold on. Pause real quick.